Hi again then guys, and so we've got another PP specific circuit setup for you today, and this time it's for one of the most popular Le Mans prototypes on GranTurismo, the Pescarolo C60 Hybrid, and this is a 700 PP tune for this car. This isn't designed to be primarily a as fast as possible in a straight line kind of tune. It's designed to be a mix to give the car good, usable, user-friendly handling combined with strong straight line performance. So it's not completely a handling tune, but it's not completely a speed tune either, so that you can use it on a pretty wide variety of tracks to great effectiveness. So I'm using Racing Soft tyres as I usually do. That's down to personal preference, of course. For the suspension, I've got the ride height on 45 front and rear, springs on 1650 and 1850, dampers and anti-roll to 4, camber on 3, neutral toe. For the gearbox, an auto setting of 249, then for the individual gears, 4.6, 2925, 2075, 1575, 1250 and 1000 with a final drive of 2.6. For the diff, we've got the lowest initial torque, highest acceleration and a braking sensitivity of 10. If the steering on this car is still a bit too loose for you, then just increase that sensitivity up to 20, but on 10 it's about right, I would say, for this car. As far as power, you can pretty much leave the power on 100% and it sits at just under 700 pp, but I've opted to give it the high RPM turbo to help it with its top end performance and increase the torque within that pp level, and then reduce the power down to 81.6. This does also have an oil change, so overall you actually only end up with 3 horsepower more from fitting the high RPM turbo, but you end up with a lot more torque within that same PP level. And of course we have the downforce set to the maximum, but you may want to alter that dependent on what track you plan to use it for. So that's it for the mechanical setup. Now let's take it out to the Le Mans to see what it can do. Now overall, the C60 Hybrid is already known for being a seriously fast prototype, but sometimes the handling on it, for some users anyway, can be a little bit skittish. It has a tendency to be quite slippery when fully tuned. With this tune, it has a lot of power and the weight is still kept to a minimum, but the performance that it has is still more than enough for most tracks thanks to the massive torque that it still has even under the 600 pp level. And it still has more than enough power for the most styles of track, really. High speed, technical, city tracks, pretty much anything really. As far as handling, it's very easy to use this car. It's got a phenomenal amount of grip, a lot more than it's known for actually with this particular tune. It's very easy to drive, the brakes are superb, the acceleration is, everyone knows, very strong. Top speed wise, it's not running anywhere near full power and it's running full downforce. So the top speed's not going to be around the 295 region, as it can be when fully tuned of course. It does around the 240 to 250 region, even with the full downforce package. On this version of the track with the chicanes, you can get around 230, 240 out of it. On this track I'd recommend possibly lowering the downforce because you don't really need it on the maximum. But for pretty much any other track, it's good to have it on full for this particular car, or that's what I do personally, just to give it the maximum possible grip. But feel free to adjust the settings to your personal needs, and I do encourage that with all of my tunes. Certainly try to personalise them to yourself so that they work better for you. And if you'd like new tunes like this as soon as they come out, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and as always, thanks for watching.